Hi there. Today we're going to discuss converting rates. Objectives and standards. Today we're going to learn how to convert rates using dimensional analysis and between systems of measurement. The vocabulary you need to know for today is dimensional analysis. Dimensional analysis is the process of including units of measurement as factors when you compute. For example, you know that 1 hour equals 60 minutes. You can write conversion factors 1 hour over 60 minutes or 60 minutes over 1 hour. Each ratio is equivalent to 1 because the numerator and denominator represent the same amount. So here you can place the hours on top or the hours on the bottom, and it doesn't really matter because it's equivalent to 1 anyway. How to convert rates. Step 1, set up your ratio and don't forget the units. Step 2, multiply it by the conversion. Now, just a fair warning, there may be more than one conversion needed. Remember to place out common units diagonal from each other so that they can divide out. Step 3, divide out common units and multiply. Step 4, simplify if needed. Here's a chart of measurement conversions from metric to customary. You should keep this handy. The other measurements that you're going to need are common ones that you should have memorized, like inches to feet, miles to feet, hours to minutes, yards to feet, that kind of thing. Okay, so our first example is convert 100 miles per hour to miles per minute. So what we have to remember first is we're going to have to convert between hours and minutes, and we're going to use a conversion 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So we set up our ratio, including our units, and then we're going to multiply it to our conversion. Now, keep in mind that I placed my hours on top when I wrote this conversion because I wanted it diagonal from the other hours so that they can divide out. So here they are. I'm dividing out the common units of hours. So I'm left with 100 miles on top and 60 minutes on the bottom. So that's 100 miles over 60 minutes, or about 1.7 miles in 1 minute. So 100 miles per hour is about 1.7 miles per minute. Another example, we're going to convert 520 miles per day to miles per hour. We're going to round to the nearest tenth. So we're going to use the relationship 1 day equals 24 hours. I set up my ratio, 520 miles over 1 day. I'm going to multiply it times my conversion factor. Notice my days are diagonal from each other so they can divide out. Now I'm left with 520 miles on top over 24 hours. I'm going to simplify that down to 21.7 miles in 1 hour. Example 2. Tyree and 3 friends attend skydiving class before their first jump. The instructor tells them they will travel about 176 feet per second. How many miles per hour is this? So, first thing I'm going to do is find out what I need for converting. I need 1 mile equals 5,280 feet, and I need 1 hour equals 3,060 seconds. So I started off by writing my original ratio, and then I multiplied it times my 2 conversions. Again, you might have up to 4 conversions in any given problem. So notice I put my feet diagonal from each other, and I put my seconds diagonal from each other. See, here it says 1 hour equals 3,600 seconds. You don't necessarily have to put the first one on top because like it said, they're both equal to 1, so it really doesn't matter how you flip it. So my seconds are diagonal from each other. And then here I can divide out the units. Seconds cancels out with seconds, and feet divides out with feet. Now here they divided out common factors. You don't necessarily have to do that. You can just multiply the numbers as is. But if you did that and simplified, you would have gotten 120 miles in 1 hour. So 176 feet per second is equivalent to 120 miles per hour. Here's another example. A swimming pool is being filled with water at about 300 gallons per hour. How many quarts per second is this? I did this a little differently from the last example because I wanted you to see the different ways that you actually could have converted between hours and seconds. So here, I'm going to use the relationship 1 gallon equals 4 quarts, but I'm actually breaking it up. In our last example, we had 1 hour equals 3,600 seconds. Here I broke it up into 1 hour equals 60 minutes and 1 minute equals 60 seconds. Okay, so I start off with my original ratio, and then I'm going to multiply it. 4 quarts equals 1 gallon. So again, I put the gallons on the bottom because I wanted them to divide out. Even though here gallon comes first, I can still switch it. Okay, so then I'm going to say 1 hour equals 60 minutes. So I put hours on top because it's diagonal from the hours on the bottom here. And then I multiplied 1 minute times 60 seconds because the minutes were down here and I wanted them diagonal from each other. So now I'm going to um, multiply across, and I can actually divide out common units. So my hours cancels out with this hours, my minutes cancel out with this minutes, and let's see what else. Oh, my gallons cancel out with my other gallons. So I'm left with quarts over seconds. Again, this one's wrong, so this should say quarts on top instead of gallons. And then so we have 0.3 quarts in 1 second. Okay, so now we're going to complete each conversion round to the nearest hundredth. This is the one where we're dealing with metric conversions to customary conversions. So 12 centimeters to inches. That's what we want to convert, 12 centimeters to inches. So we're going to use 1 inch equals 12.54 centimeters. So we have 12 centimeters. We really should put that over 1. We're going to multiply it times 1 inch over 2.54 centimeters. Again, they're going to be diagonal from each other. When we multiply out the centimeters, we're going to get 12 over 2.54 or 4.72 inches. Another example, we're going to do quarts to liters. Okay, so we know that 4 quarts, in a quart, it's 0.946 liters. So we're going to multiply that conversion times 0.946 liters over 1 quart. And the quarts are going to cancel out. And so we're left with 4 times 0.946, and that equals 3.78 liters. So 4 quarts equals 3.78 liters. Example 4. At top speed, a giant tortoise can travel about 900 feet per hour. How many centimeters per second can a giant tortoise travel at top speed? So we have to convert feet to centimeters because we wanted to go from feet to centimeters. So we're going to use two conversions. 1 foot equals 12 inches and 1 inch equals 2.5 centimeters, only because there wasn't an actual conversion between feet and centimeters. Then we have to convert hours to seconds. So they're using 1 hour equals 60 minutes and 1 minute equals 60 seconds. So we have a lot of conversions to be using here. So here are all of our conversions. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We're actually only multiplying times 4 because this is our original one. Okay, notice here the feet are diagonal from each other. Inches are diagonal from each other. Hours are diagonal from each other. And where's the last one? Um, Seconds should be diagonal from each other. Okay, so here we are. We're dividing out common units. All right, our feet, our inches, our hours, and our minutes. Oh, there it was, minutes. Okay, so after we did that, we multiplied all the numbers, 900 times 12 times 2.54 times 1, and then 1 times 1 times 1 times 60 times 60. So we got 27,432 centimeters was left over 3,600 seconds. When we simplified that, we got 7.62 centimeters per second. So at top speed, a giant tortoise is going to travel a whopping 7.62 centimeters every second. I know that was a lot, but today we converted rates using dimensional analysis and between units of measurements. I hope that video was helpful. Thank you. Bye.